Hello, my loves. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Make sure. Okay, good. Make sure everything is popping up where it's supposed to. And then we're gonna get into it. Let me know if y'all can hear me, see me. Make sure all of that is good. Because we got some good topics we about to hop into today. Yeah. Yeah. We about to get into it. I know, guys. Okay, so look, right? This is what's going on with TikTok, just so y'all know in advance, right? So right now, I am currently temporarily banned from TikTok Live. Okay, the people was upset about what the girl had going on and what I was saying, and you know how people get in their feelings. So they was big mad, and yeah, because of that, it just, you know, my shit got temporarily banned. So I'm not really tripping off of it, because this gives me an opportunity to start making sure that I get the podcast and stuff going. This will be the first episode of Tuesday's podcast. So I'll be doing podcasts throughout the week. I'm gonna let y'all know the type of podcast I'm gonna be doing throughout the week so that you can tune in. And so I'm sorry, let me start from Mondays. Mondays will be Message Mondays. This is when I do my usual readings on YouTube, and it will be broadcasted now on Facebook because I figured out how to do both. So now you can watch Poca at the same time on Facebook or on YouTube. Amazing, right? So anytime I go live, it'll automatically be shared to both platforms, so that way whoever's watching it or whoever wants to watch can tune in, can watch. But Mondays will be for readings, Tuesdays we'll do topics, Wednesdays, okay, I'm doing something called Higher Wisdom Wednesdays. Okay, where basically we're gonna roll up and we're gonna talk that good talk, okay, that high vibrational, cosmic, universal type discussions. Okay, Thursdays will be Think Tank Thursdays, where I'm going to be doing my thought-provoking topics, my controversial topics, um the topics that people be scared to talk on, touch on. That'll be the day that we'll do that. And then I'm not doing shit on Friday. So Monday through Thursday, be tuned in with Poca. Okay, y'all been asking me to do these podcasts, y'all been asking me to do all of this stuff and get started, so we're here. Okay, so because today is Tuesday, again, we're going to be doing Topic Tuesday, and of course it'll always show what we're doing each time, so you don't have to be confused. Another thing I want to say is right now my website is under reconstruction, so it's down and it will be down for a while. So if there are any bookings, consultations, readings, or any of those things that you guys need me for, or any questions you have for me, make sure that you either email me. All of my information is down here on this little banner. You can either email me, or you can inbox me or on any of my socials. Okay. All right. So let's get into these topics. So it's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Now, y'all know I haven't really been doing my lives for like the last maybe 2 weeks, getting this together. So it's a couple things that I wanted to go over. And yeah, we about to get into it. So number one, I want to talk about BRICS currency. Okay, this is something that's going on right now that has a lot of people losing their shit. A lot of people are worried. A lot of people are, excuse me, frustrated, trying to figure out what they need to do. What should I do with my money? All of that good stuff. Okay, so let's talk about what BRICS currency is. Let's kind of go through it a little bit. Y'all know I like to break things down to the point where it's just a child can understand it. Okay, but of course, do your own research. I always tell y'all, do your own research. All right, so BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, okay? BRICS, that's what it stands for, okay? And what they're basically doing is trying to eliminate themselves or free themselves from quote unquote westernized dominance, right? So they're trying to get from under the westernized dollar, the westernized government, the westernized everything, right? They want their own currency, they want their own thing. They sick of dealing with America, they sick of our shit. You know, they're trying to basically break away, right? So it's these five countries who are coming together basically to leave, or who have come together to leave the Western world the fuck alone and do their own shit, right? Now, one thing that stands out is for every one, I don't know what you call it, every one brick or every one quote unquote dollar of brick currency is $55 US currency. So for every one of their dollars, it's 55 of our dollars, okay? Which a lot of y'all be like, what the fuck? But that's how it, I mean, truthfully, that's how it's been for other countries for a long time when it comes to our dollar, right? Our dollar has always reigned supreme. I think the only dollar above ours, if I'm not mistaken, no, it's not China. It was one currency that I think was a little bit more than ours. I don't remember which one, but our currency has always been top currency, right? So a lot of other countries have been paying a couple of dollars to our $1. They've been living this type of life, right? So they basically like, fuck that, we not doing that no more. At this point, you know, we're going to make our own currency, and y'all gonna be the ones paying, you know, double, triple, quadruple the price per dollar. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing with it. Now, of course, there's more information that you can, you know, go online and find out about it and do more research. I don't try to give y'all too much because I do want you to go research for yourself. But that's pretty much the overall gist of what it is and what it's for and what they're doing. Okay, now I'm gonna kind of go into my personal thoughts, feelings, what I get from this. Okay, now first of all, I don't trust it. No, that's just number one. Me being me, I understand that the people who run this motherfucker, okay, don't just run America, right? It's not just an American thing. When we talk about the elites, it's not just an American thing. A lot of people think when we speak on elites, or when we speak on, you know, those who are in control, when we get into the Rockefellers and you know, the different the five families and all of that stuff, a lot of people are thinking, okay, this is just, you know, US government. No, baby. No, baby, no, baby. Okay, we're talking about the 1% of the entire global collective. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about just the people who run this part and that part and it's all separate. No, 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 no. When we're talking about the quote unquote elites, we're talking about people who run the entire globe. Okay? People who are in control globally. Okay? Which means that they have dominance over each individual continent. Right? Not just the US, not just North America. Okay, so that's one thing. So when I first seen this, I automatically kind of was like, side eye, because we're already in a place right now, if you're not paying attention, where the currency, the value of money, how we use money is all changing, right? Money is not, to a lot of people, as significant as it used to be, right? Also, now we are moving to a more digital place, right? Where physical, tangible money means fucking nothing, right? So the whole idea of buyer and consumer, the whole idea of finance and money and wealth and all of that is shifting. We're in a time where all of this shit is changing, right? We don't know exactly what's going to be what. We're in, you know, production mode and creative mode, okay? So with that being said, I just find it so ironic that now they're trying to introduce this new currency, right? Which would put more pressure on America. Now, if you're thinking about it from what they taught you in school, then you probably like, damn, they, you know, people tired of America being America and they trying to break away from us and blah 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 blah. That's how they're making it seem, right? That's how that's the picture that they're painting, right? But for real, the same motherfuckers that made it hard for these other countries and we was eating up off these other countries is the same motherfuckers that's about to make it hard for us and let these other countries eat. It's the same people. It's the same motherfuckers. It didn't change just because the news said so or they introducing a new currency. No, it's still the same motherfuckers at the top, right? The same people at the top, the same people controlling everything are still controlling everything, okay? So with that being said, I think that this is a perfect time for us to walk away from currency, period. If you ask me, I don't think this is the time for us to be trying to figure out what currency we want to subscribe to and all of that. I feel like this is the time to do away with all of that shit. Remember when I tell y'all, sometimes they give us the illusion of choice, right? It's an illusion of choice. It's basically me saying that these are your only two options or this is your only option. That's what I'm telling you. But for real, you have 17 other different options that you can choose from. So this is an illusion of choice. The illusion of choice is you either participate in the BRICS currency or you just get taxed, right? But we have another choice. We have another option. The other option is we don't got to do none of this shit and we can go back to bartering and trading like our motherfucking ancestors been doing for hundreds of thousands of fucking years. We've been bartering, we've been trading, we've been exchanging goods for services. That's nothing new. That's where you get the consumer and the buyer from anyway. We've been doing this. We've been living this life. We've been successful because at that point, we understood that it wasn't about the monetary things. It wasn't about the materialistic things. It wasn't about none of that shit. It was about us just surviving. If you need some fucking, you know, grains and a couple vegetables and I need my hair done, we can work some now. If you need some clothes made and I make clothes and I need, you know, a meal prep, bitch, we could work some now. That's the way that we used to do. Those are the things that we used to do. And we were very successful as individual nations, individual tribes, and then as a collective as well. But when we, you know, were bombarded by the Westerners, okay, and the Moors went out and started mooring and teaching everybody our shit, okay, that's when we started to, you know, fall up under this materialistic mindset of this fucking patriarchy and be worried about money and tax people and literally make people spend money, which is a figment of your imagination if you really think about it. Money does not exist. Let's talk about it. The money that's in your bank account right now, you don't know that money is in there. If you think that you put $1,000 into a bank and it just sits in there, I don't know where you've been. I don't know where you've been. If you think that you just see, you know, $1,000 listed on your bank, you know, in your bank account, and you think that that's just what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, not at all, right? Not at all. That money is really non-existent. Even if you think about paper money, what value does a piece of paper have? None. There's no value in that. I've seen people rip up dollar bills plenty of times. It has no physical value. It is not valuable at all in no type of way, shape, or form. But they've convinced us, right, to submit to this dollar, to submit to whatever currency that they're using, that they benefit from, and we're paying bills to live on a free fucking a free planet. The water is free, the food is free. You can go grow your own vegetables, your own goods. I mean, water takes up 75%, if not more, of this entire planet. So how are we going to run out of water? And if you really think about it, with the circle of life, you can never run out of water, because even when you piss it out, it goes wherever it goes, it gets filtered and it goes right back through the system. Whether it's going to be used to water the plants, water the crops, whatever it get used for, because nothing is destroyed or created. So everything that is here will always be here. So water will never run out. Food will never run out. As long as we got that sun and the waters don't dry up, everything should be free. The only things we should be paying for are things outside of natural human right necessities. Food, housing, water should automatically be free. It just doesn't make sense for us to be paying for that type of shit. If we were living on a planet that had, you know, that was ran by a system, a galactical system, not a human system, but a spiritual system that took money for people living there, then it would make sense for us to have some type of currency. If we had to pay for our planet to not fall out of the sky, then it would make sense to have some type of currency. If we were paying for protection from galactical beings or something, then it would make sense for us to have some type of currency. But we don't have to worry about none of that shit. We've never had to worry about none of that shit. If you worry about aliens, I don't know why, because all you gotta do is look in the mirror and you'll find one. So there's really no press on our lives for us to be having to pay anybody for anything, especially any basic necessities. I don't know if y'all heard about how they took a poll in the UN, at the UN, which is the United Nations, on if food and I think it was food and housing, if those were natural rights for humans. Everybody agreed that those are natural rights except America. America was the only place that was like, nah, I don't think you should just get food just because you're born here. I don't think you should have water just because you're alive. I feel like you should pay for it. You should come out the womb and just have to start paying for shit. What? Excuse me? What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, so I don't trust none of this shit. I feel like this is another plot for us to move into a different, more expensive currency. I feel like eventually it may start off as like a revolting thing. Oh, we're revolting against the westernized world, blah 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 blah. But I feel like eventually everybody's gonna pick up on this currency. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, or they're gonna keep spending it this way so that they can make more money. It's a money game. And once you understand that it's a money game, then you get that, you shouldn't be so trustworthy of some of this stuff. Okay, cool. So that's that. BRICS currency. We went through that. The next thing I want to talk about kind of ties into BRICS currency a little bit. This is the smart cities. I don't know if you guys have been hearing about the smart cities. Let me bring up the list of cities. So in 2023, this year at some point, they are implementing what they call the smart cities. Okay. Well, as of 2023, these are the cities. I'm gonna go through all of them, the cities that are participating in the smart cities. Let me explain what the smart cities are first before we even get into this list. All right. Of course, as we know, these people are trying to put us in a place where we either are spending more money, we're in more debt, because more debt for us means more money for them either way, so it still goes to spending more money. Or, being in a place where they have complete control over all of your assets, all of your income, all of your everything, right? So with these smart cities, they will basically be 100% electronic cities, meaning there will be no physical money exchange. There will be FedNow implemented into all of these cities. So if you live in these cities, and I'm going to go through the list in a second. If you live in these cities, then you have to use FedNow. Everything will go through FedNow. All of your purchases, all of your everything will go through that. They are implementing I don't know if you guys have been seeing the tags that people been getting, what you call it, put into their arms or hands or whatever. So now they have the scanners and stuff, things of that nature. Basically everything will be electronic. Okay. And a lot of people may say, oh, well, this is just the future, right? It's just the future. No, baby, it's control. If I can control your income, if I can control your money, if I can control your spending, I control you. If you can't buy unless you go through me, if you can't sell unless you go through me, I control you. I control your income. I control your livelihood, right? If you walk into the grocery store and I want to shut this whole bitch down, I'm just going to turn the system off. Now you can't get no food, you can't buy no food, you can't get no food, you can't purchase nothing, you can't go nowhere, you can't do nothing. Right? It's about control. Now, this is the thing, right? We are in the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius represents technology as well as it represents knowledge, which is why you see a lot of technology and knowledge being, called out, found out about, discovered during this time, right? So there's nothing wrong with technology. There's nothing wrong with furthering, ourselves as far as technology goes. There's nothing wrong with, um, using certain things as far as technology goes to advance ourselves, to make things easier. I don't see anything wrong with, technology. You know what I'm saying? I personally am a fan of smart tech. I feel like, I think it's amazing. I think we are, of course, way further back as far as technology goes than we think we are, right? They hold a lot of um our technology that we've been had and that we've been using for thousands of years. They hold that very close to them, right? They don't put it out there. They make us think that we are evolving or that we are growing as a people when really we're 1,000 steps behind where we should be. Period. Okay. If you go back in history and you look up the Tartarians, you look up early civilizations, you will see lots of technology. Okay. These people had trains already, and we're talking about way back. Okay, this is before slavery. This is before all of that. These motherfuckers had trains. They had airplanes. They had cars. They had trucks, things of that nature. They had technology that was fed by the sun, or solar technology is what they call it. They had so many different things, right? But what they did was to dumb us down, because us melanated people created all of that shit, right? We done been here millions of years. It makes no sense for us to just have an iPhone. If you really think about it, right? We're the same people who built pyramids. And you think we've been here for millions of years and we just came to the conclusion that we can create an iPhone? Like, this is when you really got to start using your brain. It doesn't make sense, right? But this is the same reason why they put stories in black and white, to make it seem like this is something so far-fetched, so old, you know what I'm saying? Oh, so, whatever. And it's really not all of that, right? So the technology we have, these little smartphones, these little smart doors and houses and all that shit, that's chump change to what the fuck type of technology we had thousands of years ago, before these motherfuckers came and started bothering us. Okay? Period. So with the smart city, if it was being governed by someone who was trustworthy, I wouldn't personally see anything wrong with it, because I love technology. I would love to have, I don't know if y'all remember on Disney Channel the movie Smart House. Oh baby, I couldn't wait to get to 2020. I just knew all of the houses was gonna be smart like that. I just knew that the motherfucking oven was gonna be making food for me. I just knew that it was gonna be a robot maid rolling around this bitch. I just knew. You could not convince me that by the time we got to 2020, by the time we was in these 20s and into these 30s and 40s, that wasn't the type of life I was going to be living. You couldn't convince me of that, right? So think about that. That movie came out 20 some years ago, almost damn near, right? Some of us is a little old, but that movie came out a while ago, and look at where technology is. It doesn't make no fucking sense, right? So if it was governed by people who were credible, who were trustworthy, who didn't have any malice intent, I personally don't see anything wrong with a smart city or a smart town or a smart house or a smart car. Like, I think Teslas are super dope. I don't see anything wrong with technology. I'm not opposed to technology. But when you put technology in the wrong hands, you get bullshit, right? And we know that this government don't have our best interests at heart. Never has, never will. Okay? It seems like we learn this lesson every other day. But they never have our best interests at heart. Again, never have, never fucking will, right? So with these smart cities, They are now in control of your food, or you purchasing your food. If you do not come into those stores the way they want you to, if you don't have the things that they want you to have, you cannot purchase your food. So now we're going to be in a place where, again, the illusion of choice. People are going to have to either succumb to whatever standards, whatever criteria these motherfuckers are giving them in order to live in these cities, or to, you know, purchase things in these cities, or, you know, you just going to be hungry. That's the illusion of choice. That's the choice that they're giving you. You either going to do it the way that we saying do it, or your ass is going to starve. And your family is not going to be able to eat, and you're not going to be able to get to work, and you can't make no money, and you can't do this and you can't do that. So it's the illusion of choice, right? When you really have a third option, which is, I'm not participating in none of this shit. I'm going to move from this city, or I'm going to grow my own food. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to give a fuck what y'all talking about, right? That's really another option, but they give you the illusion of choice. You either do this or do that, or, you know, that's it, right? So let me go down the list of the cities who will be participating in the smart cities as of now. Now, this list, from what I read, will be updated as we continue to go through 2023. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna have to go back and look for sure just to clarify, definitely do your research on this anyway. But if I'm not mistaken, this is implements, or this starts either the end of this year or next year, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. All right. So if you hear your city on this list, then just know they coming for y'all ass. All right. Okay. Boston, Massachusetts, San Antonio, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Miami-Dade County, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Bozeman. What is MT? Massachusetts? No. What is MT? What state is MT, y'all? It's not coming to my head. Is it Montana? It might be Montana. Calgary, Alabama. Oh, it's Minnesota. Somebody said Minnesota, somebody said Montana. I don't know. One of them. Okay. Colorado Springs, Colorado, New York City Transit. So they're telling you that the New York City Transit will be a part of this. So you can't even motherfucking ride the bus without smart technology at this point. So at this point now, they're even going to be controlling if you go to work or not. You can't even get to your money. Wow. You can't even get to your money. Okay. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, County of Denver, Colorado, Houston, Texas, Aurora, Colorado, Columbus, Ohio, the Texas Department of Transportation, so all of Texas transportation, South Bend, Indiana, Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, so the southeastern parts of Pennsylvania, your transportation will be affected. New Orleans, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Frisco, Texas, Coral Gables, Florida, Long Beach, California, Phoenix, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Portland, Oregon, Cary, North Carolina, Racine, Wisconsin, I think that's how you say it, Raleigh, North Carolina, Benton Harbor, Missouri, Carlsbad, California, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Fort Collins, Colorado, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Joplin, what's MO? I don't know. Kalamazoo, Missouri, Adams County, Colorado, Arrowfo County, Colorado. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Austin, Energy, Texas, Camden, New Jersey, Chaffee County, Colorado, Charlotte Department of Transportation. So Charlotte, they coming for your shit too. County of Broomfield, Colorado, Adam, Ethiopia. So that I'm guessing is Ethiopia. I don't know why it's on this list, but okay. Albuquerque, New Mexico, St. Louis, Missouri, Stanford, Oregon, Amarillo, Texas, Annapolis, Maryland, Brighton, Colorado. They coming for Colorado. Cannon City, Castle Pines, Continental, Colorado. Those are all 3 different cities. I just combined them because it was all Colorado. Coppell, Texas, Cupertino, California, Detroit, Michigan, Dublin, Ohio, Eastville, California, El Cajon, California, El Paso, Texas, Inglewood, Colorado, Folsom, California, Fort Lupton, Colorado. I don't know where that is. Fort Thomas, Kansas, Fort Worth, Texas, Frederickson. I don't know what the fuck that is. Garland, Texas, Gillette, Wyoming, Globe, Arizona, Grand Conjunction, Colorado, Grand Prairie, Texas, Grand Rapids, Michigan, I think that is. Grand Prairie, AB. What is AB? I don't know what AB is. I don't fucking know. Greeley, Colorado, Killeen, Texas, Lamarck, Texas, Lorain, Wyoming, Lincoln, California, Logansport, Indiana, Lone Tree and Longmont, Colorado, Menifee and Mentor, California, Michigan City, Indianapolis, Harris County, Texas, Houston, Galveston Area Council, Texas, Jefferson County, Colorado, North Vancouver, BC. I don't know what that is. City of Modesto, California. Opelika, Alabama. I don't know what that is. Orlando, Florida. Paducah, Kansas, I guess. City of Peachtree Corners, Georgia. They got Israel on here. Town of Mooresville, North Carolina. City of Rexburg, Indiana or Idaho, I think that is. Richmond Hill, Oregon, I think. I don't know. Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. Sydney. I don't know what state that is. I think that's Canada. Simi Valley, California, Springboro, Ohio, Sugarland, Texas, Syracuse, New York, Tacoma Park, Maryland, Thornton, Colorado, Vaughn, Ohio, Oregon, I think that is, Colorado Department of Transportation. They coming for Colorado. Now, I don't know what y'all did. Colorado, I don't know what y'all did, but y'all pissed these people off, and they coming for y'all asses. They just need to put Colorado, the state, on here at this point. Dallas Fort Worth, Texas International Airport. They even doing airports, so you can't even motherfucking go to the airport and not have to be forced to be a part of some bullshit. Okay. The Denver Regional Council Governments, Colorado. So whatever regional council of government in Colorado, that's the whole shit. China is a part of it, or a specific place in China, but I'm not pronouncing that. Santa Clara County, California, St. Pete Innovation District. I don't know what that is. San Bernardino, California, San Bruno, California, Santee, California, Normal, Illinois, Oakville. I don't know where that is. And then the Virginia Smart Community of Stanford, Virginia. Okay, so this is a pretty lengthy list. Okay, this is only the people that they're starting with right now. They also have several different sponsors down here as well. So these are some of the businesses. We got Nokia. These are some of the businesses that are supporting this smart city as well. If you want information, go to type in Smart Cities 2023 or type in participating cities 2023 smart city. It should pop up the list of cities. But that's damn near 60 something cities that they're starting with already. That they are, making a part of this program. And again, in these smart cities, you will have to use digital currency. You will not be able to use physical money. You will not be able to, use certain tangible things. Everything will be digital. Okay, everything will be technological. Okay, so from shopping in grocery stores to your cars, um not necessarily your individual cars, but cars period, malls, banks, you name it, all of the important things that there are for you to have, okay, or for you to have access to, they come with all that shit. Okay, now again, this is just a temporary list that they have so far, since they've announced this whole smart city thing. Now this is another thing that y'all got to think about. When have you heard about anybody taking a vote for this shit? If you from any of these cities that I listed, and again, you can go on your own time and look through the cities if you didn't hear it. If you live in any of these cities, when the fuck did you hear anything about your city council, your local government, tell you anything about, hey, we about to take a vote to see if we gonna make this city a smart city or not? You ain't heard a motherfucking ass thing. They just be doing shit, right? And we're supposed to live in a democracy, which means you can't do shit unless we all agree that we all gonna do the shit. But this is not a dictatorship, or it's not supposed to be. We supposed to live in a fucking democracy. What the fuck? Ain't nobody came and said shit. Ain't nobody said, hey, we having a meeting, if y'all want to come to your local city council meeting so we can talk about if we're going to make our city a smart city. Nobody had any of these conversations with y'all. They just implementing shit and then forcing you to go with the shit that they implemented without your vote, without your intake, your input, without you saying anything about it, without you giving your 2 cents. So yeah, they oh, thank you for saying that in the comments as well. Yes, all of these cities will have face scanners, voice recognition, technology. When we say technology, that's what we mean. So you can't hide. There's no way that you can go. There's no way that you can hide in these motherfucking cities because they got your ass. And this is why, it's so sad that good things get turned to ugly things, right? Because when they was putting all these filters, when they start introducing filters, when they start introducing, the face ID and things like that, we couldn't have known at that point that, they were using this shit as case studies. Okay, they was using these fucking filters and shit to figure out how to pinpoint who the fuck is who and to up their technology to be able to locate us. So this is another reason why I don't get, we have so many missing children, so many missing people, and you telling me you can't run no motherfucking face scanner and see where the fuck these people went? You telling me you can't just upload somebody's face into a motherfucking system and it automatically pinpoint where in the world they are? And we in 2023, but I can scan my face and it'll unlock my phone. But if I put my mama face in front of it, it's not going to unlock. So obviously there is some type of technology that is facial recognition, and it is very specific to the point where it knows my face and it know that my mama is not me. And this is just on a fucking iPhone. We're not talking about a grocery store. We're not talking about anything on a higher level of technology. We're talking about a basic fucking iPhone. And you telling me you can't find these motherfuckers that's missing? A lot of things just don't be making no sense to me. It don't be making no sense. But you can scan my face and see if I can buy some eggs or not. You can scan my face and tell me if I can enter into a grocery store or not. But you can't scan somebody's face and see what the fuck they is and they've been missing. Come on now. It's not making sense. The math is not mathing. Okay? The math is just not motherfucking mathing. So that's the smart city. Last thing I want to go over today is these wildfires. Okay? Specifically, the way that a lot of these fires have been being started allegedly. Okay? I know I gotta be specific with what the fuck I be saying. So if you haven't noticed, there has been so many quote unquote wildfires more than ever over the last couple of years. Okay, I want to say the last 2 to 3 years specifically. All right. Now, what's not making sense is, yes, okay, wildfires are somewhat common depending on where you are, depending on where you live, depending on the temperatures of where you live and things of that nature, depending on the type of wildlife, as far as plants that you have, because some of these plants, I can go over the strike before I get off. Some of these plants, do combust easier than, others, and things of that nature. If you're in a dry environment or dry climate or whatever, certain things can be whatever they are. Cool. Okay. Got it. We understand, right? But what does not make no motherfucking sense is they telling themselves when certain things happen, like the Maui fires or the Canadian fires that we had a couple months ago, where it just some shit is just not making sense. 2 and 2 is just not equaling 4 out this motherfucker. Okay, so let's talk about the Maui fires real quick. I kind of did a live on this already. It's on my page somewhere on Facebook. It's not on YouTube, but this will just be the overall disclaimer for that, right? So we know with the Maui fires, um number one, that it displaced thousands of people. Lots of people died in those fires. They were burnt alive, or they died from suffocation from the smoke, or just inhaling that smoke into their lungs, whatever the case is. And I send my love and all of my condolences to anyone who has lost anybody in those fires specifically, or anyone who has to rebuild. Okay, because that is just devastating. Okay, but the fires were not making sense when it came to Hawaii specifically, or it looked more obvious that it was some shit going on, because of the fact that the fires did not look like how fires look, right? For example, if you go back and you look at some of the footage of, the aftermath, it's almost like things were purposely disintegrated. Like, and this is where I'm gonna get into the laser, okay? Because if you take a laser and you point it at a specific thing, that thing and only that thing will combust and be on fire and do whatever it's going to do, right? It's not going to spread miles down the road to the left, miles down the road to the right. That's just not going to happen, because it is targeted, right? It is a targeted fire. It's a targeted thing. If you go back and you look at the destruction, it's literally like somebody targeted each house, like they was shooting at that bitch. Like, boom, that's one, boom, that's two, boom, that's three, boom, that's four. Anytime you go to the site of a big fire like that, everything should be flat. There should be no, oh, I can still see the driveway, and then you get to the house, and then the house is just flat. And then all of the trees are still up. Make that make sense? Everything is fucking flattened from these fires, but there's still healthy trees that are completely untouched, still green than a motherfucker, still vibrant than a bitch. Ain't got no burnt marks on the motherfuckers. Whole ass trees that are right next to houses that are completely flat. That does not make sense. Then you have cars on the road. There were certain colors, or one certain or specific color, that just did not burn. So go back and look at some of those videos. Everything that is blue survived those fires. If you think I'm lying, go look. Everything that is blue from an aerial view didn't get burned. It's one clip, and if I can find it, I'll either post it or I'll show y'all tomorrow when I get back on live. There's one clip of these people driving, and they're basically looking at what looks like a highway or just a strip of street where all of these cars were. So many of these cars were burnt, completely burnt, just fucked up, like how you would see a car in a fire. And then there's just a blue car, completely just sitting there untouched. Nothing's wrong with it. Nothing, right? Then you go and you see people's estates, like Oprah's entire estate. Before the Maui fires, over the last year and a half, Oprah has bought over a couple $1 million worth of acres of land in Maui. Okay, she already had a house out there and some property, but she bought extra property. Okay, then all of a sudden these fires come, the fires happen, and her property is one of the many luxurious, owned by elite properties that remain untouched. Now there was so much fuck shit going on with these fires, right? Not only Oprah and people like that, their shit was untouched, but they said that they cut the water off, right? Which makes no motherfucking sense. So people could not even put the fires out in their homes. They cut the fucking water off. That makes no fucking sense. If it's a fire, and we know we're having an issue with fire, water is the main thing that we need. How the fuck we gonna put this shit out with no water? They cut the water off to that entire part of that island. So people cannot use their own water hose, use their own, devices and things of that nature to collect water, to get water, to put the fires out in their fucking homes. They just had to sit there and watch their shit burn. Not only did they cut the water off, but they also stopped, okay, and prohibited emergency services from coming into that area. They also closed all of the exits so that people could not leave out of that area. They cut off the fucking exits. You cannot go in or out of that motherfucking area. And they just let the shit burn. Make it make sense. Okay? Not only that, after the fires, okay, after everything is done and everything then burnt the fuck up, right? People were trying to donate to the people of Maui, to the people of, is it Lahana, I think is the other place, right? They were trying to donate to these people, and FEMA and other places was basically telling them that they can't have that. People were trying to send in packages of food and clothes and things of that nature, and FEMA and some of the other people was like, nope, we can't accept that. Nope, we can't accept that. We can't accept that. Then you got Oprah with her bitch ass popping up out of nowhere, out trying to give out shit for the cameras, like she give a damn, like her property ain't motherfucking still up and intact, which don't make no motherfucking sense. Okay, it don't make no motherfucking sense, right? Now we know that the last time Oprah took her narrow ass to a country or to a piece of land that has been affected by a natural disaster or disaster period, kids went missing. Okay, now if you go check in Maui, they have children missing right now. They're not talking about this. I had to go watch people's personal TikToks. People who live in Maui, from Maui, have been there the whole time all this shit been happening. I've been watching their shit, okay, because I know we're not gonna get the real on the news. There are hundreds of children that are missing. That's a little weird, okay? That's a little weird. Now it is a fire, so you're like, okay, well, of course, they could be some people could have passed away, got burnt alive, or whatever the case is, so they can't find their remains, or it's gonna take a while for them to kind of find people's remains. We understand that, but we're talking about children whose parents seen them alive, walking, breathing, living, who can't find their kids. They're missing. It's not making no motherfucking sense, okay? Not only that, but you have people like Oprah and other motherfuckers who are going to these people who just lost their shit and trying to buy their fucking land. What the fuck? If you don't get out of my motherfucking face, I just had to escape hell. Damn near. You had people jumping in the motherfucking water. Okay? Swimming for 5 hours. Okay? I don't know how fire crossed the water to get on boats that was in the middle of the fucking water. I can understand if the boat was on the dock and the dock caught on fire, so then the boat caught on fire. Okay, we get it. That makes sense. But how the fuck is a boat that's in the middle of the water completely caught on fire, completely disintegrated? That makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense. So you got all of these things that are happening, right? So let's go back to the things that are blue that survive the fire. Now, I know, just tapping into spirituality, a couple years ago, well, on the more tapping into the knowledgeable sides of spirituality, because all of us have always been innately spiritual, right? We just had to find ourselves. But as far as the knowledge, we had to tap into that. So when I started tapping into the knowledge, right, one of the main things that we always heard about was Project Bluebeam, right? Project Bluebeam, if you researched it, it wasn't about an actual blue beam necessarily. It was more so about casting fake fraudulent images into the sky, right? So it's basically like a projector. Okay, that's what Project Bluebeam initially was about. But now I'm thinking about it. Okay, what if the blue beam, follow me, is the blue beam? Because like I said, everything that was blue or could be seen as blue from an aerial view wasn't burned. If you go on TikTok and you look up blue laser test. Okay? Just type that in. Blue laser test. It will show you people taking a motherfucking laser. I seen a person on there that said they got a laser from Shein. I didn't even know Shein made lasers, bitch. I don't know. It's none of my business. They said they had a laser from Shein, and they was pointing it at a blue plastic top or something like that. The motherfucker would not catch fire, baby. It would not burn. It did not burn. It could not burn. It didn't do shit. It just was sitting there. It just was there. Once he moved that blue out the way, and I think the next surface was green or something, it immediately sparked fire. Immediately. He didn't change the distance. He didn't manipulate it. Nothing. It was a one take video. So he didn't pause it, go to another part. You can even go on YouTube and look up lasers on blue things. Something along those lines. There are so many people who are taking lasers, pointed at shit that is blue, and it is not doing anything. But the minute that they pointed at something else, it immediately starts to catch fire, combust, or whatever the case is. So I'm thinking a real blue beam, we've been looking for it to come in the form of, which is still happening, the fake ass alien shit that they got going on. Because like I tell y'all all the time, if you hear it on the news, that's something that they want you to believe, right? And anything they want you to believe is usually something that you don't need to be fucking believing, period. So if the news is talking about aliens is in the sky, them not the real aliens, okay? Because the real aliens, if they was in the sky, the news would not fucking tell us. The same way that they haven't been telling us that shit for the last couple of years, that people been spotting real fucking aliens and things of that nature, and these motherfuckers was covering it up. Okay, so they're never gonna fucking tell you what's really going on. So, a lot of us have been thinking that the blue beam was going to be these fake alien invasions, which I still think is going to happen. I still think they're going to fake an alien invasion soon, within the next 5 years. Fake alien invasions or things of that nature. But I feel like another level of that is the blue beam, because so many different quote unquote wildfires or fires have been going on around the world. Not only was there a fire in Maui, but then Texas was on fire, and then what was the other one? Is my best friend still on here? She texted me another one. It was Texas. What was the other place that was just on fire this past week, y'all? In Louisiana. Texas and Louisiana. Just a couple days ago. Had fires as well. Now for them to say, it's because of the weather, it's so dry, and then the sun is heating up. Bitch, shut the fuck up. The sun used to be 10 times hotter than what it is thousands of years ago. If anything, it's getting back to where the fuck it was. So if shit wasn't just blowing the fuck up like that years ago when the sun was at some of its highest temperatures, then make this make sense to me. And the sun is not a laser, so it is not going to spot treat fucking fires. It's not gonna point at one specific house and make that bitch blow up, and then go across the street and point at that house, and then go across the street and point at that house. It's just, it doesn't work like that. That's not how fires go. That, I mean, if you've ever seen a fire, whether it was a house fire, whether it was a controlled fire, because they do control fires. We've been doing controlled fires as a people, as a melanated people, for hundreds of years. This is nothing new. Control fires are nothing new to us, because we knew that, you know, you can control a fire in order to bring new life to the land. So we've been doing control fires for years. This is nothing new to us, right? But for these fires to specifically target homes and then cross the street and then target the other home and then cross the street and then get all of the cars except the blue one, that don't make no fucking sense, baby. That's too controlled for it to be a natural occurrence. Because real fires, natural fires, you don't know where that motherfucker's gonna go. Literally, it can go wherever the wind blows it. That's facts. If you know anything about fires, how fires start, how fires spread, wherever the wind blow, that fire is going. Period. You can't contain no motherfucking real natural fire. You can't control that motherfucker. You can't say, skip the tree, please, fire, and it's just going to skip past the tree. No, if it's a natural fire, that tree going down, the grass going down, the plants going down, the houses going down, it's going to go across the street and get everything. Real fires, there's no controlling it. You can't spot, place real fires. So that shit just doesn't make sense. So I implore all of y'all to go back and look, you know, look through some of these videos, look at what's going on, you know, of course, with the more recent fires in Louisiana and in Texas. Again, if you are in any of those places, please be safe. I send my love and my condolences and my prayers to anybody that has been negatively affected by these fires or anything like that. But please start paying attention. These motherfuckers cannot be trusted. They never could, never will be, at least by me. Y'all can trust who you want, but I never trusted them motherfuckers. So I'm gonna close out talking about the strike really quick. So on September 1st, there is a strike. For right now, I know it to be for the U.S. specifically. For September 1st, for everyone to go on strike. This strike will basically include not going to work, not purchasing from, you know, big brand stores, things of that nature, not paying bills, and, you know, things along that line. Just not participating monetarily in what the fuck is going on. Just sitting on your fucking thumbs and twiddling your feet and rubbing your shit together. Okay, that's pretty much what the strike is about. Now, if you, I know that there are a lot of people who are talking about doing it. If you search it on certain social media platforms, there are lots of posts about the strike. I do prayerfully really hope and have my fingers crossed that a lot of people participate, or that the majority of people participate. Is kind of far-fetched, but I feel like, you know, if people start it, then some people may fall in a little bit later on, or whatever the case is. Fortunately and unfortunately, I kind of don't have to worry about that, you know, as far as going to work, because I work for myself. So if you are a business owner, then that part you don't really have to worry about. But as far as paying bills and things of that nature, you know, a lot of people are going on strike in regards to that. So participate if you feel the need to participate. I hope that you do, because, you know, the more people that participate, the better. But I also can't tell you what to do for your household. You know, I know everybody's not built like that. So do what you feel is best for you. That's what I'm gonna say in regards to that. What do you think about the hurricane coming to Florida? I don't know too much about the hurricane coming to Florida, so I would have to, I can add that to my notes. It's something that I can look up and then talk about maybe on next week's Topic Tuesday. And we can go into that, or maybe something that I might can touch on tomorrow when we do Higher Wisdom Wednesdays. but we'll see. I'll have to go back and kind of look into that. I don't like to speak on things that I haven't really dived into, as much as I feel comfortable. But I put it on my list for that. Okay. Um, it starts tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, I'll put it on my list. If it's something that I can go over tomorrow, then I will, or sometime this week. I have two more lives for this week, tomorrow and then Thursday. As far as topics are concerned, and then Friday we'll go back to my readings on live. So yeah, I'll add that to my notes, and that may be something that I tap into and give some information on. But other than that, hopefully I got something from this. Again, this is the first episode of Topic Tuesdays podcast in particular. Of course, there's other different topics and things that I'll be doing as far as lives are concerned, as far as podcasts are concerned, as far as things of that nature. If you do follow me on TikTok, know that I will not be on TikTok live for a little while, because I'm not really pressed to get the access back right now. I'm really not. That's one less thing I have to worry about doing during the day. So I'm not really pressed. So I'll be live between YouTube and Facebook 4 days a week. Well, 5 days out the week. Okay. Yes, I'll be bringing guests. I'll be doing a lot more because now I have, the biggest thing for me was trying to find the perfect streaming platform that I felt comfortable with, that had all of the main things that I was looking for, and I found that. So now we can get the ball rolling, okay, and do what we need to do. So with that being said, I'll be back on here tomorrow. We'll do Higher Wisdom Wednesdays, where basically we'll roll up or take a little sippy sip or something like that, but just talk about the higher cosmic universal type principles, and have that type of cosmic higher type conversation. And then Thursday, that's when we're going to get into the controversial shit. Okay, that's when we're going to get into the stuff that be making y'all ass itch and y'all feelings hurt. Okay, because I know I love that shit. I love to get you bitches razzled. Okay, I live. So yeah, and then Friday will be readings to close out the week. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything, just inbox me. If you have any topics that you want me to speak on at any point, inbox me. If there are any stories, developments, or anything like that you guys want me to know about, let me know. Also, if you have a business, or if you are interested in promotion, having your business promoted on this channel, or on this podcast or anything like that, inbox me. I do have specials for promotions going on right now. For anyone who has anything that they want promoted, let me know. Also, my website is currently down. As you can see, all my information is on this little banner going across the screen. But my website is currently down right now. It's under reconstruction. I'm redoing a lot of shit right now. So my website's going to be down for a little minute. So if you do have any questions about readings, about booking any consultations, any mentorships, any counseling sessions, therapy sessions, or anything of that nature, definitely inbox me either on any of my socials, or you can shoot me an email. My email is actually right here. It's about to come up. You can shoot me an email, and I can give you whatever information. If you are at a place in your journey where you need help, but you don't know what the hell is going on, you don't know where to go, where to turn, you're confused, or you've been on your journey for a while, but you feel stuck, definitely reach out. I do have a lot of services, and specials going on right now because of the recession and things that are going on. So definitely reach out if you need the assistance, if you need the help. Other than that, make sure that you hit the likes up, if you're the likes up, the thumbs up. Okay, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, make sure that you love, like, care, react to this video. Make sure that you share it regardless of what platform you're watching me on. Definitely pass this video along to anybody who you feel like can use these messages, or will resonate with any of the things that we're talking about. And like I said, I will see y'all tomorrow. So love and light. Peace.